yeah, I mean, like, I just even feel like the last couple times we recorded, there was still issues of like the stuff figuring out the application, managing the sound files, getting it as pro as possible. But that it's just an everyday battle, and the only way we can do that is just doing it again. Because it's like you want to be authentic. Anyway, right. We're here.
Hey, how we doing?
Pete and Norm,
Howdy.
Dreamwarriors.
Yep.
On the Sunday.
Yeah, Dreamwarriors and
drinking beers.
Day Warriors.
Day Warriors is more like it. Drinking beers and Monster Extra Strength.
Hey yo.
This Monster is anti-gravity, and it has nitrous technology.
You better watch your heart.
Yeah.
That shit'll kill you.
It's not the one that says non-alcoholic though.
They make alcoholic monsters.
I don't know if they do, but the Uber Monster says non-alcoholic, like right, like in plain sight.
Huh.
So maybe at one time that was. I don't know. I really want to research that one.
That's so the cops don't hassle you.
Yeah, keep them away.
It's not a Four Loko. It's a monster.
Yeah, and we all miss Four Loko.
They're still around.
Yeah, and yeah, so we're today we were just going to review Monster Mania.
Yeah,
we're going to retouch Suicide Squad.
Right. Got some extra thoughts there.
You haven't seen the Rogue One?
No.
Trailer. I guess it's trailer 2, the official trailer 2, because there was D23 footage.
Right.
Well, I don't think that was trailer 1. So this is, I think, the third presentation of footage.
Okay.
We can just call it. We'll do some box office and a little bit of a free for all. We're just going to scroll maybe some news stories.
Sounds good.
See if there's anything that stands out. A little bit of a slow news week this weekend with news, but we will. I guess that's why we're talking about Monster Mania.
Yeah,
because can you say it's a New Jersey tradition now? It's in New Jersey.
It's definitely getting there. I mean,
like how many times have you gone?
I've been going steadily since I want to say 08 or 09.
Okay.
Whenever Robert Englund's autobiography came out.
Okay.
They did they did a Halloween party at the Crown Plaza. There was a book signing too. So you came out the night, you got to drink at the open bar, do a Halloween costume party with him as the judge and everything.
Very nice.
He floated around the room, real social, nice guy.
Yeah.
Came back the next morning, everyone's hungover, getting everything signed that they wanted, and that was like it. So my first Monster Mania experience was just this Halloween party, not even an actual con.
Okay.
And I must have talked with him for like a half an hour that night, and I was like, I need this in my life.
Yeah. So the only time I went, and for anyone that doesn't know, Monster Mania is at the Cherry Hill Crown Plaza.
Yep.
It's usually in August.
August and March, and then they run one in Maryland in September.
Okay, so it's grown a lot.
Yeah, 3 shows a year.
When the one and only time I went was the first or second year. And,
the heydays.
Yeah, and there was only 1 or 2 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was working at the comic shop, and I had to go because I was involved with growing that business.
Right.
As you know, I had to go and speak with Randy Folk. Randy Folk is head of product development for NECA Toys.
Okay.
And we knew he was going to be there. And I had to get Quentin Tarantino exclusive Crazy 88s from him for the store that Randy promised the owner of the comic chain at a New York Toy Fair.
Okay.
It was like a little bit of time had passed. And for some reason, they never came in. And Kill Bill merchandise was really hot.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I remember even the Pussy Wagon keychains just had the logo. Those sold out quick. And at the time, we were marking up the reproduction of the Pussy Wagon.
Okay.
High. Okay? And then I'm trying to remember Bill from the Kill Bill. I think he was Series 2. His action figure was so freaking tough. Everybody wanted it. and I think it died off a little bit by then because they had him and Daryl Hannah.
Okay.
So aside from the Bride, people wanted to group and get like collections and army build the Crazy 88s. Okay, so the Crazy 88s always sold. So the Bride is what got marked down eventually. But so that was NECA really had a good control as they always do over their license, because sometimes they go all in. Mm-hmm. They'll do apparel, like I said, keychains, top-notch action figures.
Oh yeah, those Dawn of the Dead ones, those things have skyrocketed.
Yeah,
even the Hare Krishna one, the one that you couldn't get rid of back in the day, is like an $80 toy now.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is, because I think the economy affected the production. McFarlane's been on record about talking about how the economy shifted his toy model. Mm. And at one time, NECA was a second citizen to McFarlane Toys. Right. And a lot of the McFarlane talent, they traded talent back and forth. And so every 08 and 09, the economy crashes. Mm-hmm. And I would assume that the accounts that kept NECA afloat were the Toys R Us accounts, the FYI, like the bigger chains, dispensers, and whatever. And those orders were high enough. Mm-hmm. Okay, to keep NECA around, because NECA's model's so unique, and it's just funny how they were able to somewhat maintain this McFarlane quality while McFarlane went really down like an action figure level. But at the same time, I don't think the only thing that matters is that McFarlane was experimenting. They were doing raw adult action figures. Yeah, I remember they were just nuts, and people. They
were more like statues than action figures.
And people would just go nuts for them, like nuts. Okay. Yeah. A lot of them haven't skyrocketed in the aftermarket, but I think the day will come. Definitely, if anyone has them, like they're worth holding on to. They're worth hoarding. The lots are worth picking up on eBay. They're only going to go up because you'll never get that type of run again. Yeah. Like the Wizard of Oz ones.
Oh yeah, the Dark
Barker,
Twisted
Tortured Souls.
Yeah.
It goes on and on. Mm-hmm. And so, like, to me that matters. NECA maintaining McFarlane quality toys for licensing kind of like it kind of doesn't, because how many times can we get a Dutch from Predator action figure?
Yeah, pixelated, non-pixelated.
Yeah, mud, no mud.
Yeah. Camo, no camo.
Yeah, and but by pixelate, do you mean like the Heat Vision?
No, well, there's the Heat Vision one. There's the 8-bit action figure ones. There's the comic book ones. Yeah. There are so many NECA goddamn Predators out there.
Have you seen the comic book Predator?
I haven't. The issue #1 repo that's blue and
the paint, the application for that is so like crazy fun and awesome.
For the longest time, that was the center of my pop wall before it became its own wall.
Because it's got that blue in it.
Because I had that door open so that I could just see the figure. I kind of want
that.
Oh, dude, it was worth it.
Yeah. So, what time did you get to Monster Mania?
Saturday we were there. Me and Kearns arose.
Kearns, and people may not know who Kearns is.
He's like he's my wingman, our cameraman on other projects.
He's almost like our Chewbacca. Would you say? Well, what would you compare him to? Chunk from Goonies?
We're not that mean to him.
No, they weren't mean to Chunk.
They were mean to Chunk. Do the truffle shuffle, you fat ass, or you're not coming in.
They busted his balls, but he was also a little bit of a... Like, they were all shits in their own way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even like Mikey's, like, Thanos, whoever, I forget his name. Mikey's older brother. Mm-hmm. Like, he was...
Bran.
Yeah. He was, like, a dick to Mikey. Mm-hmm. But Mikey was a little bit of a shit.
Yeah.
Like, everyone got shit for good... And that's why that movie's so fun.
I believe it.
Because they're little shits, dude. All of them.
It's true.
Like Mouth?
Oh,
yeah. How does that dude not get punched every day? Okay? But yeah, so you're there with Kearns. Did Kearns have any agenda? Was he looking for anything?
We were pretty much there getting the same autographs for the most part.
Okay.
He was doing a Nightmare on Elm Street 4 poster because they were doing a reunion.
Yeah.
I grabbed a 5 poster because that one's just the better of the two for me.
Yeah.
So I started that one.
Yeah. So how far away are you from completing that?
In a perfect world, maybe like 4 or 5 signatures, but in all actuality, I could probably get the comic book guy who gets slaughtered by Super Freddy, Freddy, and the
What was the name of the character from that?
Which one?
The comic book guy. Because he drew... Didn't he draw a superhero?
Yeah, he was Mark Gray. Oh, the Phantom Prowler. That T-shirt that I have, the Phantom Prowler.
I kind of...
With the leather skull cap and the trench coat and the extendable guns that come out.
Even when I always...
Dude, that's why that one's my favorite.
That was...
He's got my favorite death, Super Freddy. As much as it kills me that my favorite death doesn't involve Robert Englund, like Freddy Krueger, but just the suit. Oh man, the big.
There's a lot to that 5th movie.
Yeah.
So
definitely one of the most underrated in the series.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, and you know how I feel. I think a lot of this conversation and it really is the new media conversation,
right?
Where things just get decided.
Mm-hmm.
So now what you always hear, like this revisionist thing, is that Freddy got too mainstream. He started appearing on talk shows.
Yeah.
And he ceased to be deadly.
He became an Elvira, in essence, or a Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, and I think that what makes him awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
he transcends. He's
the
across
Friday 1 and 2 Freddy I get that, but look what they did with Saw. They kept Saw super serious, and you don't even know which ones are which.
Yeah, you can't keep them straight.
They just run into each other, and there's no arc.
Right.
Okay, and I love the zany. I guess if I would compare, almost like the Pee Wee Herman, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
I think he's at the peak in the 5th one. And
4 and 5, I would say. He got the beach scene. Let's suck face, and he sucks the life out of the asthmatic girl. Come on.
But it's even if you look at Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, where Forever approved this approach.
Right.
And so by B&R, because that's what I call it. Okay, by B&R, it was now we will go knee deep. We'll go head first into this direction.
Yep.
It's going to get toned down. It's going to be approachable by children. Mm-hmm. Which I think that was the successful part. The unsuccessful part, I think that they were intending a little bit of the tone to still appeal to the grittier adults or whatever. Okay. And that's why it's such a stylistic split.
Yeah.
There was a affinity I have for that movie, but
I was in the age bracket where I was a kid when that one came out. So when people 20 years older than me tell me how shit that movie is, I'm like, I was 9 and Schwarzenegger was great. He was Mr. Freeze. Shut up. It always
Robin
had
was in it. They had
I'm gonna be Nightwing. Hey,
motorcycle racing, all of it. Neon.
Yeah,
gang
the
members.
neon everywhere.
Those neon guys were so cool. They're always cool on screen. I don't care what anyone says. So
the colors in those, despite everything, that neon palette really does work for Gotham.
Yeah,
because it's still dark, but it's got the bright, almost like Vegas. In a sense.
So Friday 4 and 5, I think, is that.
Nightmare, good sir.
Yeah, Nightmare. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Friday's a whole horse of a different color.
By comparison, Friday did a similar approach.
It did.
It tried to. It just sucks that their guy doesn't talk.
Yeah, exactly. He's a mad dog versus
the
mad genius.
They tried to get the deaths in Friday as fun as the deaths, and maybe there was a little bit of escalation there.
Yeah.
They were watching each other's material and probably even talking and just trying to have a good time, but. Yeah, so Nightmare 4 and 5.
And I'll go so far as to say, on a side note, because it's just kind of clicked, Freddy is one of the only horror monsters in the 80s and 90s world who never went to space. Jason went to space. Leprechaun went to space. Even Pinhead went to space. Freddy never did.
So, and you can't put Leatherface or Michael Myers in that because they're not supernatural.
Right.
So it doesn't even...
Critters went back to space.
Yeah.
Which is just a great Gremlins
I was going to say,
would
would you want the Gremlins to go into space?
I mean, there's no water in space, so it would kind of defeat the whole premise of the movie.
They're finding a way.
The ship, they would blow the rocket up, and the movie would be over in 10 minutes.
Maybe the ship is a water shipment to, like, Mars. Like,
and Gizmo ended up on it.
Yeah, and by the time the ship lands, it's literally just all Mogwais. Like, okay.
Mars
and then
becomes Mogwai.
It's just this colonized Mogwai Mars, and then the ship crash lands in the cafeteria after midnight.
You know what always bothered me about that? I don't get it. How the hell do you never get another good Mogwai? You mean to tell me there is one good Mogwai, and out of the millions that one spawned, you can't get another fuzzy guy who's like, I don't want to eat after midnight.
But this is where Gizmo is the exception, not the rule. Is that Gizmo, maybe he was supposed to be evil, and the goodness of that Chinese guy turned him.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Okay.
So
what you're telling me is we need a Gremlins prequel as opposed to a reboot or
not
a
even
sequel.
A prequel, or just something that explains it in the next freaking movie. Okay, but so the whole idea though is that my grandmother used to talk about Gremlins. She didn't know what Gremlins were.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, like, as in the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
She was referring to the 1940s plane tearing apart. Twilight Zone.
It was always that. It was like the Gremlins got into it. She would always say it.
Okay.
So Gremlins were never like pacifists. They were never. So if they're going to build
don't you remember Bugs Bunny? He used to whack the nuke with Bugs saying, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to blow up this nuke.
But, all right. Yeah. But it's like the Gremlins from Gremlins is supposed to like make an origin for those creatures,
right? And
kind of build in a little bit of a mythology to how they could be contained. Otherwise, they would just take everything over, and humanity just wouldn't exist. Right. So they built in like a checks and balances along the way, a lot like the Xenomorph. There's checks and balances with the Xenomorph prior to that facehugger opening up,
right?
Or like that egg opening up to the facehugger. So yeah, so definitely Gizmo, the exception, not the rule. Okay, and maybe wired a little bit differently, but I would be so into Gremlins in space.
That would be good.
I literally think that is a viral idea. Okay, and it would probably have 10 times the impact of the new Ghostbusters when it comes to bringing an 80s franchise back. And you know what I would even do? Put RoboCop on that.
You know, it makes sense because, in all honesty, like, it's been years since anyone's gone to space, and if you're gonna reboot them in the way that they did it back in the day.
Well, I think a little bit too of the audience as a whole doesn't have a fascination with space. The culture shifted.
I could see that,
and somewhat, I don't want to say rightfully so, because I'm one of the people that believe there should always be.
I would argue that it is coming back thanks to things like The Martian and Interstellar. I'll say it could be
Martian, Interstellar, and then there was another Martian
Gravity
movie. Gravity, yeah, but there's another Martian movie where, like, there's a Martian the Martian kid that comes to Earth or something.
I don't know.
I saw it. I can't even remember it, but I saw the trailer for it.
Europa Report's a good little horror space one. Stay away from Apollo 13. But Europa Report's it's a decent little.
All right, so getting back to Monster Mania.
Right.
So you got your poster signed.
Right. I got Dan, I got Alice, and I got Mr. Kruger.
Okay. So what'd you do after that? Was that the first thing you did?
No, we got there Friday. I got there at 4 with my pre-show pass to make sure I got a parking spot. Okay. Kearns got there at 5. And then by 5:30, we were in line for Robert Englund. We heard his line was short.
Yeah.
And then the show ends at 10. Okay. At 10:43, we got our signature signed. Literally, the last 4 people they cut off,
Yeah.
and they had cut it off 3 times prior with
Yeah.
people waiting 5 hours.
So
It was very poorly run when it came to him at this show.
Yeah, but here's what I think. When that stuff happens and you're the promoter of the show, I get that Robin England is a name.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting paid.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's getting paid to be there. Can you tell him? Can you, have a deal with him that just says, look, we have to act like it's limited.
Yeah.
But people are showing up here just for you.
Yeah.
They're taking off of work early.
People are driving 8-hour days to come in for one night that were cut off behind me.
Yeah,
and that was their second time not meeting him and driving hours and hours.
And a lot of these YouTubers, these fitness ones that I follow, they are notorious. And there's certain truth that comes in through the internet when you do some of this stuff. But they have built their entire base of clearing out their lines.
Right.
Okay? To the point of arguing with convention security and people that run the show to keep their lines open while the convention's shutting down. I would it sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if Robert England can't do it, then don't have him.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can get someone else.
Well, the main problem was, all right, so they took all the VIP people that were choosing him first, because they don't, the past couple years, it's been, they would have 2 VIP guests, you buy VIP admission for one of them, you get the wristband, you get their autograph, you cut their line, you get seating at their panel, all that crap.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a generalized. Well, now it's $150 for a generalized VIP, which gets you all the same stuff.
Okay.
You get to cut the line of a celebrity that you choose, but you still have to pay for the autograph. So it's not included in the price of the VIP admission anymore.
That's a little tough.
So on top of the $150, you're now paying $80 for Robert England's signature.
Between this practice,
but the main going back to the main problem was some of those VIP people were getting 15 to 20 items signed, and they didn't cap it. So that if you would have said 2 items per head, they could have got another 100 people done. But when they came down to my time around 9:30, 10 o'clock, when they finally cut down everybody, and this is the last of everybody, they came back in and they were like, just so everyone knows, Robert's only signing 1 item per person. So it was I waited 5 hours. That dude got 20 posters signed, 3 action figures, 2 pillows, this and that.
Yeah.
I waited the 5 hours, and you're going to tell me if I have 2 11x17 cast posters I want signed, I have to wait another 5 hours tomorrow?
And you know what it is, too? That guy getting 20 signed? Mm-hmm. They're not for...
No, he was a vendor. He took them right down to his table and put them up
They're not for his...
personal... Yeah.
And I'm not saying that everyone needs to be. Okay? But this is why...
I'll be the first to admit I have 3 things signed by him. 2 are for me. 1 is for, God forbid, when he's gone, an investment piece.
Yeah. But it's still kind of along the lines of... having a limit per autograph is standard.
Yeah. It should be.
It's shocking that it seemed to be unlimited. But at the same time, it's
how someone like that could have turned away $2,000 in their hand right now to sign 12, 14, 20 things.
Yeah, but you're supposed to. Number one, you're supposed to care about a little bit of what you're building,
right? What
your brand is. Everything with.
It's almost
the conversation, social media today.
It's almost the route that Mickey Mantle's going to where once he had that restaurant and he was in there every day, he oversaturated the market with Mickey Mantle signatures, and now it's.
But here's the thing:
certain items like a rookie card signed by the man
something
would be
rare signed.
But like a napkin with his signature, you're not going to get $10 for because everyone and their mother got him to sign a napkin back in the day.
So what was tell me about Saturday then?
So
did you get there?
Saturday we were there around 9:40.
Okay.
My car was there in the parking lot as a hub. So Kearns picked me up and parked. And then I'll say we went in, took a lap, came back out and started drinking. So 10 a.m. drinking day. yesterday.
Would you have stuff in your trunk?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
cooler with ice?
Roll with a cooler, and then we
What'd you
just.
have to drink?
I started the day with some Bud Light Limes. I had 7 of those left from the night before. Then I had to switch over to Pabst because I drank all mine. Okay. And then I started drinking Coronas in the hotel bar after that.
Okay.
So
you kind of you did a good run.
Oh yeah, I drank from like 10 to 1 a.m.
Right. Because what time did you and I hook up?
We hooked up around like 9 last night.
It was 9. Was that? I thought it was a little later. So it was 9.
Might have been 8.
Oh.
Might have been 8.
Nah, I think it was 9. I think I got there right.
Yeah.
I was there for a little bit,
right.
Which I was fine with because I just wanted to get a little.
Yeah, because it was like 11:30, 12 when I was quote unquote too lit for the bar.
Yeah. Oh right, because you got a little. So we're leapfrogging. So real quick, let's get back to Monster Mania.
Right.
So what you got some of the Dark Crystal Funko Pops?
Right. I got the rest of the set. Yeah. One vendor had them there.
Okay, so this is something a little bit new to me. So I know you guys so hooked into Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, no, I've been.
How long have you been? Because you know, like I've always championed
for years.
That.
Like I said, I have that VHS 25th anniversary with the airbrush cover. Like that was one of my
the green
shell,
the
green clamshell. But yeah, that was one of my go-tos as a kid.
I
that Garbage Pail Kids and Pet Shop would be on repeat in my mother hated it, along with Spaceballs and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
But you just can't beat Dark Crystal.
No,
because it really is the last attempt. The first and last attempt at that type of movie.
Yes.
It just will not ever be attempted ever again, no matter which way you want to polish it.
Right. Just like Team America. No one wants to work with marionettes. It's too hard.
Or next, like someone that would do it needs to rise up. Like I'm gonna see like Seth MacFarlane. If his last 2 movies were successful, he would have clout to do something like that. Yeah. He maybe would do something like that, or do something that extends it.
Right.
Okay, like just something else that could be equally ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bodysuit actors, 90s Ninja Turtle style.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, and because he definitely is connected to nostalgia and pop culture, and that's really his language. He kind of speaks only one language, and that's that. But so. What else did you get other than Funko Pop?
I met Jason Patrick.
Okay.
I got him to sign one of my good buddies' art prints for me. Yep. Okay. Michael was there, so
nice.
Got that signed up, and then that was the end of the autographs.
What was his area like? Did he have a lot of people?
He had a steady line.
Okay.
We hopped in his early Saturday because Friday we were going to get him done because he didn't have a long line, but then Robert Englund ended up taking all.
So Robert Englund's almost like a Stan Lee.
He's like an Elvis of the horror world. It's last time. This is the first time, and I guess it was because it was so hot they didn't do it. But this is the first time I was at a show that he was at where the line didn't literally wrap around the entire hotel. So like people waiting down Cooper River. Road to meet him.
You said that before.
Yeah, that's why Friday night when they said it was on the same floor, the line, we hopped in it.
So what are the vendors like? Are the vendors decent? Like high and low?
High and low.
Guys with Sideshow marked up, and then guys with
like the one of the shops. All my Dark Crystal Pops were 10. His was standard.
Solid price.
Another shop I got Bulma for 5. And he was like, all my pops are $5. So I couldn't not get Bulma. Yeah. Now all I need is Vegeta. Nah, that was it. That was all he had. If he would have had a Vegeta, I would have finished out that set too.
I would have told you for our other mutual friend, would have told you to look for the Egon.
Yeah, I would have. That would have been for me if I would have found one. And
you're not going to find him.
Yeah, no,
retail,
never.
But you're going to find him.
No one had
like
any.
$50,
all the Ghostbusters pops they had besides Slimer were the girls.
Oh.
With Kevin, no one had.
No one even cares about the new merchandise.
Right.
People just. It's sitting on shelves.
Mm-hmm.
People just wanted to go away. It's really like it's if you really.
I mean, when every fan in the world screamed out no, and Paul Feig went, "You don't know what the hell you're talking about. We're making it anyway." That should have been your indicator that we don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
Well, I don't. I think people saw.
But the thing is someone posted up on Facebook last night what the Ghostbusters reboot should have been, and it was like Dave Chappelle, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, and somebody else. And, like, even that didn't appeal to me. Yeah. Like, if you were going to give me the Ghostbusters, even if they were make it a CGI movie, like you were talking about. Because that third game, to me, is the next Ghostbusters movie. Yeah, not the third game, the Ghostbusters, the PlayStation 3 game.
So here's a little bit to that. I do feel like the studio was in a bind. Okay? Because they knew there was a cry for the material.
Right.
At one time, like it seemed like there was a discussion or a pitch of kind of like I think like a Seth Rogen driven Ghostbusters.
Right. So, that was rumored anyway for the longest time.
Like at that point, it's like it's an easy. It's this is the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is you get Seth Rogen.
Yep.
You get
James Franco.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. Or Jason Segel, or
who's the guy from Superbad?
Michael Cera, Blumpkin.
You get the two guys from Superbad. No. You get
Jonah Hill.
And
you get McLovin. What's McLovin's
Not
name?
McLovin. You get the guy that's the voice of How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, Jay Baruchel.
Yeah. Okay. And then you get Seth Rogen. Then you get James Franco. And then somewhere in that mix is, Danny McBride with his, like, off-centered
It's got to be Craig Robinson. You need the token black guy.
I don't know.
You're the problem white guy. You're whitewashing all the Hollywood movies.
I am. That would be...
Give me Jay Hernandez. I want to see El Diablo
even if they,
with a proton pack.
You could fill that movie up.
Could you imagine how cool that would be?
But cameos.
Oh,
You can have even... Channing Tatum, and you can have some star power that has done funny, weird camos before.
Yep.
Like you literally could have that movie littered. Now, looking back, because we have a little bit of reflection now. People rejected the new Ghostbusters because it came off as designed engineering. They were designing what people viewed it as feminist. Okay?
What do you mean?
Like, it was designed to be a feminist statement.
Okay.
And that was transparent to everybody. Okay? I think a lot of people were afraid to admit it. That may not be their intention, but it definitely got sold that way, meaning it just came off that way.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the movie has no love interest, which is really weird. You need love interest in every single movie.
Yeah.
You need some type of tension like that.
Mm-hmm.
They do bash men a lot.
Okay.
They shoot the giant monster at the end, the logo, in the dick at the end. Okay? So there's a little bit of this. So
you saw it.
Yeah. Here's I think there were decisions to be funny. Okay, and because everyone involved in that has been successful, it was just kind of like we're just going to go with it. Okay, now Thor, they made Thor into a bumbling moron. They really made him an idiot.
Okay,
Janine, right? Janine was not an idiot. She was in the movie. She was a female.
Mm-hmm.
Not an idiot. Sigourney Weaver, not an idiot.
Right.
Okay, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rick Moranis is more of an idiot than.
Yeah, but at least they made him like I like it when
he's a lovable idiot.
But I like it when he has that party, and he's like, I just invited my clients. It's because he has no friends.
Mm-hmm. It's good for tax write-off.
Yeah, but it's so funny that his whole apartment is packed with clients. So this dude is just neurotic, nutbag, But dude, like he's making money.
Yeah,
he's got.
I
he's
love
got
how
a room full of clients.
I love how every time someone walks in, he's like, "This is Gene and Marine. They're doing pretty good. They got 13% left down on their house in an ARP of so they're all right, guys." Like,
right? Cause like
just giving out everyone's personal information.
Guy has like a language of business. Okay, so
it's too warm in here for Brie.
yeah. So that's the whole thing. So like that entire movie, there's no idiots.
Right.
Okay. They kind of portray Hemsworth as so. This is what compacted that. Okay, and I think people wanted to be proven wrong.
Okay.
And when they weren't proven wrong, it was more of a rejection. And at that point, no one, I think they were scared into not vocalizing it. A little bit like Suicide Squad, where people really weren't coming out and criticizing that movie properly because of some of the initial momentum and backlash.
Speaking of Suicide Squad,
we should kind of touch on that.
Do you think this guy actually has a case with the false advertising lawsuit?
Not at all.
You don't think?
Not at all. Because so here's.
Granted, he is in the movie, but
how would you ever prove such a thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and then you have to prove damages.
Yeah. All right. That's true.
Okay.
All right. There are no damages, but for a minute there, it was seeming like know what, that was some false advertising. Joker barely in this bitch, and he's keyed top.
But this is what,
or second to Will Smith. I forget what but he's like one of the top 3 and he's in like.
So this is what I talked about earlier. This is a part of this new trend in new media that is destroying the way how movies are looked at, what the intent of movies are. I think it rips apart the artistic process of producing movies. Because now no decision is ever good enough. Right. Okay? You can't even have a democratic website like Rotten Tomatoes, which is strictly it just collects and regurgitates everything that gets inputted in and puts a number up. Right. Democratic. Okay? That gets attacked. Yeah. Okay? And I don't know if you've read the petition. But
to get it shut down.
But the guy's petition, he... like no grammar whatsoever. Really? Like none. Okay. Horrible. Oh okay. Man. But this is a part of it though. See, like so we're seeing a erosion here in real time. Yeah. Because what this is going to do is this is going to challenge these people now. They're going to second guess every little move, every little step. People are attacking Suicide Squad, but they're not pumping it up either. Okay? Because the second time I saw it, I saw more good than bad.
I believe it. I didn't hate it.
Okay?
I didn't hate it.
I really like the approach. Okay?
That makes sense.
I think those characters I mean, look, people are knocking Killer Croc for not having much of anything, but he's still established. And if they did like a Batman solo movie, they can put him in it. Yeah. And there would be like already, like you would not have to introduce him.
At the very least, he could be like that third villain that cameos for something, and it's not out of the blue
he could open the movie, he
cluttered because you know him.
Yeah, and supposedly I think one of the cut scenes is his capture too.
Okay.
And they cut
I thought I saw that we got to see like all of their captures and how they all ended up there, and then they
that's
went back on it.
That was cut.
Okay.
I think Slipknot's backstory, right? We saw that in our newsfeed. Some of that got cut. I think there's a lot. It's so obvious that there's a lot cut out. Now, add it back in. Would it make usually the better version of the movie always gets released?
Yeah. No. Okay? Yeah. I sat through Batman versus Superman, and I couldn't really tell you what the hell was that.
For one of I mentioned this to you last night. For one of my, this might be like a solo Dreamwarriors, but I'm going to do a scene by scene analysis of BVS Extended Edition. Right. And I told you that it took me a week of watching it to be able to flow out what the plot of Lex Luthor was. Okay. Right. And believe it or not, it's his movie. Okay. Like, he really is Lex Luthor in that movie. He's kind of the version of Lex Luthor everybody kind of wanted to see a long time.
Right.
Because people just associate him with, like, real estate deals. Like, he just is obsessed with real estate.
Not really a maniacal genius.
Yeah. But he, from the first frame of, there's the Bruce Wayne flashback in the beginning.
Right.
But after that, from that first frame on, when they're in the desert, it's all plot projection and forward by Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And it took me a little bit of time to be able to dissect, like, why would he want the two of them to fight? Because one of my original arguments was that him and Bruce Wayne kind of want the same thing. They want Superman taken out.
Right.
Okay. But here's the funny thing: Luthor wants all of them taken out.
Right.
He has information on all of them. He wants the Flash taken out. He wants Wonder Woman taken out. He wants to take out the Metas. That does not come across at all. There's no statement of that. But that's why he has the information. So he wants Superman to take out the Dark Knight. He wants the Dark Knight to weaken Superman. And then he wants to unleash Doomsday to kill a weakened Superman. Okay? So, now here's the thing. That's pretty solid.
Right. That makes sense to me.
How we got there is it's a rocky fucking road.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's so much in there that is like the Man of Steel sequel that you're almost like, this really takes away from what his plot is. Okay? Now, the beginning of that movie, right? Oh wait, so we have the Bruce Wayne flashback, and then we have Bruce Wayne trying to save people, and then we have the desert. So okay, so that whole part, okay, if the internet wasn't like these, if there weren't these crybabies, okay, these people that act like that they're insiders, and some of these commentators they work around Hollywood.
Right.
But you still don't know. You don't know what the decision process is. Everybody wants to do backseat driver, whatever. Okay? So here's the thing. The whole, like, Wayne Tower in Metropolis was a reaction. Like, we have to address this. We have to address this destruction. And we have to show, like, that it was meaningful.
Right.
Okay? And I thought they perfect solution. Like, they really found the best way to do that. Now, if they just ignored the internet and just found another angle for the two of them to go at it, it would have been a much better movie.
Yeah.
It would have been probably a different movie. They would have been able to sell the two of them going up against one another from the get-go.
Right. Okay?
Because I had a lot of people that aren't in the flow of it. That are like, why would the two of them fight? Why are they fighting? How could Ben Affleck?
Well, like, every time that it happens in the comic books, isn't it like a supervillain finally catches them at their worst and forces them to do it, or Superman has an alien parasite that's driving him, or
I think in all of them, and even like the Elseworld encounters.
Okay.
The only one, and the reason why it resonates, that only made sense of how they were set up to go up against one another was Dark Knight Returns. Okay, because there was like there was
Superman. Batman's anti-government. Superman is with the government. He's supposed to be out. He's sanctioned.
Ideology. And,
right.
And it's Frank Miller. What he gave Green Arrow like a couple word balloons, okay? And Green Arrow explains it for all of us, like for us, for the audience. And he says, look, and it was so eloquent, and he says, I always knew it was going to come down to the two of you.
Yep.
Meaning that they knew that the vigilantes and the superheroes were going to get stripped of their power, okay? So, like, in a way, maybe before Dark Knight Returns, there was the sentiment among the superhero class that they were going to just be like they were going to be
forced out eventually, or killed, or in the end, it will be these two titans.
These two are the two that can't stop.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's them.
Yeah.
But he's not. Bruce Wayne is his costume. Batman is his life.
So that was like another subtext to the two. So now you have two layers now of that conflict. Nothing else really does it. I know Injustice does it, where the Joker kill. I think Kingdom Come, and they even alluded to it in BVS that something happens to Lois that makes Superman go rogue. Right. And Batman kind of needs to cap that.
On the side note, speaking of, did you read where the Joker's damage tattoo came from and that whole backstory?
No.
Really? Holy shit, dude. The director came out and cleared everything up. So what happened was the Joker killed Robin. I'm pretty sure it's Jason Todd. I think they said it was Jason Todd before the movie came out when all the speculation was going on.
So what's Robin?
But either way, he killed a Robin, right? So Batman loses his shit and ends up smashing and smashing and smashing. He knocks out all of his teeth. That's where the grills come from. And then he sends him to Arkham. The damage tattoo is a reaction to you damaged me. I was beautiful. That's the whole, like, in those flashbacks where he's like, he's still handsome even though he's been chemically bathed. And Batman broke that and he damaged him. And that's why he started tattooing himself and everything, because the bat, like, took my looks away. Yeah. Like, he uglied me.
Yeah, I always thought he was, it's sort of brain damaged.
Because
it was like brain damage.
You damaged me. But see, once that was cleared up, it was like that. But that's what I don't
like. That's some of the stuff that I really missed.
Yeah,
because
it should have been in.
Because there's such a deep design in Suicide Squad that even Harley has tattoos.
Right.
Like she has something on her cheek. I don't even know what that is.
I think that one says pudding.
She has stuff on her legs that are upside down.
She has the Harlequin band around her arm.
And the stuff on her legs, like I said, it's upside down, so it looks like that she did it. Okay?
Well, she is the tattoo shop. Like, that was all cut from the movie. That's one of the cutscenes. So she, and I think I saw she does, like, this might be a rumor or not, but I think they said all of her tattoos were, like, needle and ink.
Yeah.
Individual, she did them prison style.
That's what some of them look like.
Right.
Yeah. So that's I think the layer of detail a lot of people missed. Yeah.
They shouldn't have cut that out.
Because even some of what the Joker wears in that is like, especially what they call the boxer, is so interesting, and you only see from the waist up.
Right.
It's so weird. And I don't get it, but I like the reason why you give characters tattoos and you tell people that there's a story for them, and we're going to use these tattoos to help tell our story. People, I think, quickly identify with it because that's what people want tattoos for. And then you don't get that. Like, I don't know. To me, it's like, sue about that. Like, don't sue about just something that's in the movie, and you say it's not in the movie enough. Like, sue about something that's not in the movie.
Yeah, you said we were going to find out these tattoos told a story, and there's no story to be told.
Because I still don't understand, because the Joker has a dead Robin on one arm. Like a Robin.
I didn't notice that.
He has a Robin with, like, an arrow through it. But then he has a bat on the other bicep. But he ain't killed a bat. Like, the one's indicating, like, the death of Robin. So what's the bat for?
Or, maybe it's for when he kills him. He can get the cross through
it. Or get, like, get, like, a Ghostbuster symbol around it.
I'm going to put Superman's S over this once he kills Batman.
Yeah. So, okay, so real quick. So Monster Mania just ended for you
yesterday.
With some tailgating.
Yeah, tailgating and shopping.
And did you spend a lot of money? Did you?
I spent a decent amount of money.
Okay.
This is my last hurrah really before like trying to buy the house. So like come the rest of August, the only thing I really have to buy is Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 1 when that hits DVD Blu-ray.
The Stars show, right?
Yeah, and when we do our VHS hunters, I'm just giving myself a $20 allowance for that.
Did you watch that?
No. I stayed away from it. I stayed away from spoilers. I don't know anything.
I haven't watched any of them.
I don't know any of it.
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Okay.
I just know Lucy Lawless is in it. And,
I don't even know if she was in it. Yeah. Is there any traction on the remake sequel?
I don't think so. I think it all came to this because there's
that?
a season 2. I didn't hate it. I really liked how they took it like back to the scary roots.
I love the idea that they like altered the gender of Ash.
That was cool too.
Gave Ash
I love that little twist where they.
But it's like a legitimate origin for Ash, where the other one's just choppy, muddy, and sloppy.
Yeah.
Like this is literally the hero rises at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, man, like you can't. Like, just make more of it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely enjoyable.
It's Evil Dead now.
If they kept it going, they could even appease the fanboys and do the fucking female Ash, like, what?
Yeah.
Because you just cross them over into, like, Deadite.
Didn't they put the unit... I thought it was in continuity. I thought it was almost like one of those soft continuity reboots.
I feel like it kind of is, but then I feel like it kind of also gets stomped out with Ash coming back in...
Yeah,
in the new one.
But isn't Army of Darkness alternate dimensions already?
It's more time travel than alternate dimensions.
So they can, right? You can do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like she could read from the Necronomicon at the end of her second movie, and then get sucked into the TV show of Ash versus, or vice versa.
And the Necro is, it's like your Morpheus chair. It's your cosmic cube.
Yep.
It can kind of just
it does whatever you need it to do to serve the story.
Matter. Yeah.
Yep, it's your MacGuffin.
It's actually the ultimate horror MacGuffin.
Yes.
Would you put the Hellraiser's box in that? Because that seems right. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it just summons them.
Right.
I mean, Christ, the Necronomicon book is even in Friday the 13th. Jason Goes to Hell.
I think it's in the Mummy movies too.
Along with the knife. Nah, the mummies have the Book of the Life and the Gold Book and the Black Book.
Yeah, but I thought one of them was called like the Necro. I think the Egyptian Book of the Dead is maybe the Necronomicon.
Maybe it's in my watch list because I just got the Steel Book for that.
What do you think about?
I'll get back to you.
Tom Cruise remaking The Mummy.
You know, I wasn't crazy about it at first, but after some of the movies that have come out in the last 2 years that I judged harshly early on, like I'm not gonna shit on them until I see them, but I'm not really excited because I'm just not a big Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah, so you know me, I love Tom Cruise. Right. Okay, like the greatest movie ever.
Live, Die, Repeat is probably my favorite movie he's done.
So
or Edge of Tomorrow. Sorry, that's the tagline.
So from like my perspective, like Tom Cruise is probably the best script workshop artist, like maybe in the history of Hollywood.
What do you mean script workshop artist?
He runs his own projects. Okay, he's done so for Paramount for a long time. Okay, and he takes ideas and he builds teams around those ideas. Okay, and sometimes scripts come to him and he says, well, I'm going to have to be in this movie because I'm the only one that can get the financing, get the insurance. I'm clean. I'm not like a drug abuser, and insurance companies love that. Mm-hmm. That's how a lot of movies get made with like Brad Pitt, like the Plan B movies. They get a level of financing because of Brad Pitt. Like in Glorious Bastards, they said would never have gotten the money if Brad Pitt was not in the movie.
I believe it.
Okay, so anyway, so you have Tom Cruise who continuously develops scripts, and more often than not, he makes better movies. Like he doesn't make god awful movies, right? But if you look what he's done with like The Last Samurai, the Mission Impossible movies, it's quirky as hell, but Night and Day with Cameron Diaz, which is so. And he was in the run of doing like nothing but spy movies for a while. Right. He was in the run of doing nothing but sci-fi and like nothing but spy. And it's very eclectic.
Well, like Matt Damon's in the same shtick now. He just finally broke it with that Great Wall movie. Yeah. Interstellar, The Martian.
I care about that.
I mean, not really. What, The Wall?
Yeah.
Part of me does, just because of the whole monster element. Like, that is me. But I'm like, My boss summed it up the best way. He's like, there you go, Hollywood. Make another movie about Asian, have a white guy as the lead. Just like 47 Ronin.
And that is...
And he
he
made the best point of, like, why wouldn't you cast Jet Li in this movie?
Yeah, not even Jet Li. There's, like, other people.
Yeah, there's
other people.
The guy who played Han in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Like, there's a million and one Asian American actors who could have pulled it off.
His name's Rain. Okay? He's huge overseas. He's like a music dance guy. He's like almost like
I've never
Asian
seen the
Justin
movie.
Timberlake.
I just know that
Rain's the guy, but he was the Asian guy in Speed Racer, and he's Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe. Okay, and that dude's look, he has he has real cinematic features, like angles.
Yeah,
and his face just fucking photographs awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Put that dude in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
why?
Like, no homo, but he's so good looking.
Like, I won't lie. I would probably be offended if when they announce the live-action Aladdin movie that will be out within the next 5 years, since that's what they're doing for everything.
Patrick.
Yeah, you get
Jason Patrick.
You get friggin' Jason Patrick or Jason Segel or.
Wait, how would we whitewash Aladdin? I have it.
What do you got?
Dude, I have the ultimate Aladdin.
What do you got?
Zac Efron.
Oh my god, and you're probably right,
dude,
too.
But he looks awesome with the shirt off, so he can rock the vest.
He can wear the little beanie.
Yeah, he could rock, dude.
The fez. Sorry, the fez.
And then they would probably genderize Jasmine, right?
Yeah.
Because then at that point,
well, they probably would just bring
care.
on Selena Gomez.
Who would be Jafar?
Jeremy Irons, probably.
Dude, he's so good in BBS. He is literally so freaking good as Alfred.
He's good in The Lion King, too.
He's good in everything. I love Die Hard with Vengeance. Because of him.
Keeps the bottle.
Yeah.
The aspirin keeps the bottle.
But he is so freaking good as Alfred because he believes... Like, and you know what, too? People would talk about The Dark Knight having, like, great actors. But everyone that plays Alfred adds a layer of nuance.
Yeah. It's
continuous.
Yeah.
Okay?
To this day, my favorite's Michael Gough.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Well, yeah, he's the comic book one.
Yeah,
he's the comic book Alfred.
To me, he'll just always be...
But I don't know. So, but wait. So Jafar would be... My pick for Jafar would be Gary Oldman.
Okay.
Okay? I think that would be... Dude, that's a solid lineup now. Who would play Jasmine's father? We have to get someone old.
The dude who played Mace Tyrell in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
he was in the Odyssey too, that sci-fi movie one.
Yes,
he would be a good.
He would be good. Yeah.
A good Sultan if we were whitewashing this bitch.
And then Abu would be a realist.
Well, who's Genie? Who?
Well, no. So here's the thing. So when Disney does these live actions, they take that stuff out.
Do they though? Because I thought Cinderella still had a fairy godmother with the rats.
I haven't seen Cinderella, but I think they have like normal looking rats.
Well, yeah, they're normal looking, but Hellbottom Carter still.
But she's not all. I would not imagine her being magicked up though. Like she'd be toned down.
I think she's toned down, but I think she still does the sprinkle and arrive
So we have a CGI realistic monkey for Abu.
Right.
Okay. A realistic tiger for Raja, Jasmine's tiger.
Right.
Okay. So, alright. To add a little bit of magic, we have to... It's got to be someone not over the top, but they have to be a comedian, though, right?
Right.
They have... So, who's... Oh, I know who. How about this would make it so backwards? It's not whitewashing it, but Azia Zir.
I almost feel like,
and you're like, and he's the only one. He's like the one that should be Aladdin.
Yeah, right. I feel like he would make a better Santiago because you still need the talking loudmouth parrot.
Yes,
he would be a great. What are you doing, Jafar?
Yeah, or he could just,
Jasmine's out there with Aladdin, and you're sitting here.
He could just be him, but without being the parrot. He could just be a character now that would maybe always wear red.
Like a little...
Okay.
Like the shopkeeper at the beginning who tells the story. That's the genie.
So we still need...
We still need a genie.
Who's hot in comedy right Should we gender it? Like, who's the girl from the Heat, the Ghostbusters girl?
Melissa McCarthy.
That's your genie.
I'm gonna say Jim Jeffries because I just want an Australian genie.
Yeah, that would be so weird. Dude, Melissa McCarthy as the genie though?
I mean, it could work.
Because, dude, she bumbles and fumbles. That's a little bit of her character. Like, those are a lot of the characters, or that's how she improvs, and I think she's hilarious that way.
Definitely.
Because what was the one movie where she steals the identity?
Identity Thief? Yeah.
Oh, that movie made me pee myself. I don't care. Like, people judge her so... Like, she's almost... Like, to me, it's almost like Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Like, all those movies, to me, are the same.
Adam Sandler, there's your genie. You just found him for me. Adam Sandler.
Dude, the internet would melt. if you wanted to destroy the internet, you launched that case. And that's all Vladimir Putin needs to do to shut down the American economy and internet. If he really wants to cripple America,
yeah, right. Just leak out on the Latin
Put your
case.
money up. Put your stolen money up. Okay, and make that movie happen.
Oh, God.
Just
race riots will be everywhere.
That is all. But I'll tell you though, I like Zach as Aladdin.
God.
That just works so well. But it is.
I want to give that to Jay Burchell too.
So here's the thing: are we making an argument for whitewashing? Because how would you appropriately fit, other than like the kid from Life of Pi?
Yeah, see, that one's tougher than something like Mulan, or because if they wanted to make a Mulan movie live action, you got Miho from
I think there's
Sin City, that's just I feel like our country just hasn't fully accepted Bollywood yet.
I think
it's slowly coming around.
I think it did. It already got regurgitated. Same way how like anime got regurgitated. And what happens is like...
Well, the big problem is there aren't, if I'm thinking right now about Indian American actors, I got the older guy from The Life of Pi and the younger guy who's in Jurassic World, the older one who runs the
Jurassic
park.
World dude, yeah.
We got the two... He's too old for it, but we got the two guys from Knocked Up, the little old guy who's in jail for, killing his woman.
Kumar?
Yes.
That's your best bet.
Yeah.
The Kumar guy.
Yeah.
Or Harold.
Kumar,
right? Yeah, because Harold's the Asian.
Right.
Duh.
He's Cal Penn.
So cool, yeah. But here, I'll tell you one thing though.
But he's like your biggest leading man from.
But Aladdin needs sex appeal.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to court
a princess,
a true princess,
as a street rat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I really do get it, but. Even right now, having this discussion, it's not that I don't think these people get chances.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
no.
I really feel like they could kill Sulu in the new Star Trek, and people want Spock and Kirk.
Right.
Black, white, Asian, Indian people, male, female, dogs and cats. They want Spock and Kirk. Period.
Right.
That's what drives those movies. And I think there's a little bit of truth in that people like to ignore. But how could you make even now with the way how things are, just like PR nonsense. How could you have a properly cast live action Aladdin movie without getting your head ripped off Walt Disney?
I think the only thing that they could do. You'd have
make
to
a CGI.
Not even. You'd have to just cast an unknown at that point. Like you find a kid that really just embodies Aladdin, and then you build the movie around like him.
I think you have to maybe get
obviously
your two majors that way.
Yeah,
you have to get Jasmine that way too.
Yeah, but then everybody else could be.
And then I would get the lion that killed Siegfried or Roy. Whatever white lion that is. Put that dude in there as Raja, because that lion didn't know what was happening. Lion's like, look, man, I had one bad day.
Yeah, right.
I don't think they ever killed that lion.
I think they refuse. I think
Yeah.
Roy refused to
Which is
put her
great.
down. Yeah,
Which
I
is
mean
great.
that's you take that risk.
Well, it's you know what, but that line's been on stage with them for like 10 years or something. No incident.
Right.
And like I said, it's almost like the Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like where like the origin of the Joker is one bad day.
Right.
So he tries to give Jim Gordon
That one bad
bad day to make him into like another Joker.
Mm-hmm.
That line had a Killing Joke. It was one bad day. It's like I thought I was I forgot my teeth were razor sharp.
Yeah, right.
I forgot.
I thought you were a morsel. The old timers just sinking in. I'm an old tiger.
All right, so real quick though, you haven't seen this.
No.
You want to do this?
Yeah. Let's check this out. The Rogue One new trailer.
So some of the audio might pick up, some of it may not. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get something to drink. Are you okay? Are you okay with your beer?
It's all going.
It's all going. You want some of this?
I'm okay.
You driving? You okay?
Yeah,
all right,
no,
I'm gonna
I'm
put
okay.
this in the fridge.
Okay.
Because I thought I was going to drink it. All right, I'm gonna grab some water. We're going to do this. Ready?
Okie doke.
Oh, and our audio is off. Oh. We're just going to back it up because I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go.
Cool.
Here you go.
The world is coming undone. Imperial flags reign across the galaxy. Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we? We've a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know how to destroy it.
If you're really doing this, I want to help.
Good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time. We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
I fear nothing. All is as the Force wills it.
Oh shit.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Thanks. There isn't much time. Every day they grow stronger.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure. He means well.
This is our chance to make a real difference. Are you with me?
All the way.
There you go.
Yeah. I got two big things that kind of
Still out.
yeah, a little bit. One, I don't understand why they didn't go with the guy who played Grand Moff Tarkin's body double in Revenge of the Sith because he more has the face for it. And if this is taking place weeks or hours before A New Hope, that Tarkin just looks too young to me. So it kind of throws me a tad.
And we're positive the guy in the white's Tarkin.
I'm pretty sure because
Okay.
it's Death Star. Like,
I
it's the
thought-
whole
I thought
leading
the,
into it.
I thought there was digital work done for that guy to make him look like Grand Moff.
I mean, there might have been.
Yeah, but at the same, so
I mean,
alright,
it just takes me a little bit out.
Okay, so
that's all.
what's your second?
The second one is, it seems like the Asian guy is going to be, at the very least, Force sensitive. Maybe not a Force user because it looked like he deflected a bullet.
Yeah.
And their whole thing was, this movie's going to have a real sense of danger because there's no Jedi or Force user there to save the day.
So here's a little bit of what I know. I think the planet that they're on is a Jedi, like not homeworld, but it's a Jedi affiliated planet.
Okay.
Star system.
Okay.
Okay. So, but the thing is though, they've already kind of with Force Awakens, with Kylo Ren not being a Jedi, not being a Sith, like I think they're creating a
Gray areas.
Well, maybe like a different class, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because
Well, they've already kind of started to do it with the Clone Wars TV show and the Rebels, because after
are you up to date?
I haven't watched
seen any of them.
but I watched Rebels. Like, I've been watching that
Okay.
one thoroughly
How was
through.
that?
It's solid. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Okay.
It's better than the prequels
and
by
it's
far.
30 minutes, right?
Yeah,
9
half
hours?
hour.
Yeah.
I have season 1 if you want to borrow it.
Okay. I think it's on Netflix.
Not yet.
Oh, it's not.
Clone Wars is.
Clone
But
Wars.
like Ahsoka in the Clone Wars gets accused of bombing the Jedi Temple and all this
Okay.
stuff, and she's going to be excommunicated. Well, by the
Oh.
end of the episode, Anakin clears her.
Okay.
But she's so fed up with it and everything, she leaves the Order, and that's how they got rid of her without killing her.
Because
And when she popped back up on Rebels,
Yeah.
she has dual
well, I think from
white lightsabers.
Okay.
Because she's
Oh, that's
not a
cool.
Jedi.
yeah,
She's
I think
just force sensitive at that
from a
point.
storytelling standpoint, when you didn't get this clear division of a clear definition, okay, and then division of a Jedi run universe, okay, meaning that they're not running it, but they are active,
Yeah.
and then having that stripped away with the extermination of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
When you didn't feel them having power before, and when you didn't feel repercussions of them not having the power,
Right.
it now makes it difficult to have a Sith only or a Jedi only wielding the Force,
Right.
because now, like, you almost have to compensate for like kind of like the failure of episodes one, like I would say mostly 1 and 2.
Right.
Okay, because I think the killing montage works in Revenge, because you're like, oh my god, they're just like taking these dudes out, but there was like no fault. You didn't feel a fallout from that.
Right.
Okay, so if there is like this middle class that they're establishing that can maybe sway either way,
Well, it's like
I
what they
think-
did with Maz Kanata.
Yeah, I
like,
think-
she's not necessarily a Jedi, but she's force sensitive.
Yeah,
She
I-
can use it. She can
I
wield it.
think you
but,
have to, like, you kind of have to have that,
yeah.
and I think it's something that they're going to explore.
Well, I feel like it would be more prominent in a movie like Rogue One
Yeah.
or Episode 7, because the Jedi are wiped out to not teach you how to hone it.
Yeah.
So you might be strong enough to block a bullet here or
Yeah.
there,
Well,
or stop some rocks, but you're
with-
not
with
honed
Yoda's,
in the skills.
With Yoda's speech in Empire, when he really talks about it being around you and kind of like through you, and it's life and it's death, like all kind of these things that he alludes to.
Right.
Where your logic goes with that, okay, is it's essentially that maybe you could be born with it, okay, and you may get trained and you may not. You may become a soldier for it to some capacity, or you can just have it, and that was lost in 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And I think now they're might be getting back to it, and I'm pretty sure they seem like they're smart enough not to kind of explain it.
Right. Yeah, J.J. Abrams already said midichlorians will not be mentioned anymore.
But they really didn't even explain what, like, there was no scene in the Alliance or anyone connected to Kylo Ren that says what he is.
Right.
In New Hope, they define what Vader is. They define him as a Sith fairly early.
Yeah.
In that, okay.
The last remnants of a dying religion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and
they make fun of him throughout the whole movie.
yeah, they kind of do like just
Like your hokey religion.
Yeah,
and your...
it's kind of funny how they get upset when he starts killing people in Empire, where like his like no shit attitude is just elevated because he's just like, look,
Tarkin's dead. I'm the boss now.
and you
Because we
guys-
don't have an emperor then.
Right.
In the originals, we didn't get the emperor until the third.
So
he was
I-
only mentioned.
So I really think this
Or the
movie
sixth, or
looks
however.
like a home run though.
You guys want? Oh yeah, by far.
I mean, you have a bazooka.
I'm excited for these
There's
spin-offs.
a bazooka getting shot at an AT-AT's head.
That kind of bothers me a tad.
I love it, dude.
It's cool.
Dude.
Don't get me wrong, but like, I've seen
mocks it.
fighter pilots blast these things in the head. Not it's
Well,
just
no, it brushes it off.
no. It looks like it's taking it down because he hits it right in the neck, and it looks like
it looks like it just.
I think it's crippling.
It bounced the
I
head.
think he took it down.
Well, so here's the thing: these aren't AT-ATs either.
Okay.
They're AT-CTs, I think.
Okay.
They're one evolution down from what we saw in Empire.
Makes
and
sense.
later Return.
Okay.
Because we saw him walking around like Endor. So they're one down, but at the same time, though, it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's just cool that it's a bazooka getting shot at that thing, and I love the TIE fighter.
Well,
coming up.
you know, what's his name?
I kind of want to go back now.
With the eye.
Oh, this guy right here.
Shit.
He is. That's Snowman from Blade 2.
The fuck. Oh man, what is his name? This is gonna kill me. He's in the Panic Room with Jared Leto and Jodie Foster. Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest
yeah.
Whitaker's character is from the Clone Wars TV show.
Oh, is he?
Saw Gerrera. He's in like a 2-episode arc on the TV show, and he starts out
what's
as
his character.
Saw Gerrera.
Like, what is like?
I think he's like, it's him and his sister on the planet,
Okay.
and Obi-Wan like comes across him, or Anakin. I'm not familiar with the Clone Wars stories, but I saw that was linking to it.
Okay.
And he is definitely Saw Gerrera from the Clone Wars animated, so they're tying all that stuff back. I'm still kind of waiting for Ahsoka to pop up in like Episode 8 as the new old Yoda, as like a woman type. But
there you go.
boom.
Look, ready? Here we go. And look, see, it hits it right in the. Oh, okay, it hits the cannon.
Yeah,
That's okay.
it looks like it's taking it down.
No, dude, it just hit the cannon. Look, it just. We'll go back. Total. Look, see, hits the cannon.
Yeah.
See? Okay, and then there's fire after the blast. So he just takes down one. But it doesn't matter because you already see how destructive those things are against. In the other trailer, they're just like wiping people out, and they're like they're precision strikes, which I like. You know that the AT-ATs are kind of just.
Do we want to talk about any of the rumors or fan theories for this?
Not so. I mean, what are the two big ones? The girl's Captain Phasma, or the girl's one of the TIE fighters that's next to Vader during the trench run.
I wasn't thinking that. No,
Okay.
There's a scene where a hooded figure's walking towards a tube.
Yeah.
And people are speculating that that's Darth Sidious, and in the tube is the Emperor Snoke, and he gets advice from him, keeping him alive.
Oh.
And this
so
movie
that
will
would make Snoke possibly Darth Plagueis.
Yes. People think that he's in the same tank that Luke is in, and he's been advising the Emperor.
I would be okay with all that if they really made that approach. If they really wanted to tie it together, but at the same time, I think what serves them moving forward is establishing new threats.
Yeah. Well, I have my theory on who I think Snoke is.
And I honestly think Snoke is just Snoke. Like, he's a brand new everything.
I could see that.
Okay.
I won't rule that out.
Because
I think it ties back more, though.
Because I just think it serves what they're doing better.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that they say they never do in Hollywood. Okay, but they literally are creating themselves out of a hole with the new Star Wars.
Right.
Like with the next three, not Rogue One. Okay.
Well, you want to hear my theory on this?
Okay.
'Cause it's a little out there, but I think because they've already alluded to, like, this guy's seen the Clone Wars, he's seen the rise and fall of the Empire, he's seen all that stuff. On Star Wars Rebels, there's a young Jedi about my age, Ezra, and there's an older Jedi about your age, Kanan.
Okay.
Kanan is one of the few Jedi who survived Order 66. His master sacrificed himself. He gave up being a Jedi, became a smuggler, starts to fight for the rebellion, meets Ezra. This season is kind of setting up Ezra to go to the dark side. I think that's a total MacGuffin. They're going to kill Ezra, and that's going to drive Kanan to the dark side.
So
Ahsoka
Kanan.
will jack Kanan
So
up.
Kane's the guy with the hat, right?
Kanan's the one with the ponytail.
The pony. Okay. All right.
Ahsoka will jack him up,
Yeah.
and he will become
See,
Snoke.
I don't really think.
I think Snoke is Kanan.
I think these
from the Rebels.
cartoons are just. I don't think they would ever drive a storyline for the movie through the cartoon.
I would have thought that until they brought this guy in.
I just think they
the Saw Gerrera character.
Think it's
and
always
I feel
movies
like
first.
they're going to use the Rebels as a jumping off point. I feel like they're really just going to try and...
Yeah, maybe. I just
because the
don't
fact
see
that
Rebels,
they tied that with it
yeah, but
and
I don't see
everything
Rebels
else...
having... It's not a powerhouse.
It's
not
not...
a merchandising power.
It
doesn't really...
See, the thing
it's
is,
not, like,
though,
must
you could
watch.
still... You could do the Kanan story and do all of that and sum it up in like a 10-minute flash. And
Yeah.
it's there for the fans of the TV show. And if you've never seen the TV show, it will
Maybe.
still make sense to you in this broad stroke of this guy used to be a Jedi. He survived the Clone Wars. His apprentice died after his master died, and he didn't want to give up. He didn't want to use the Force. This kid convinces him to teach him. He takes him under his wing. The kid dies. It drives him back.
Yeah.
You could do that in the movie and the so
just-
it's not stepping on toes, but it's still...
Maybe.
That's where I'd put my money. That's my...
It just, to me, it just seems like even with Rogue One,
Mhm.
so you have an opportunity with Rogue One to pull in characters from 3 and 4,
Right.
and they're not.
Right.
They okay.
To an extent, as far as we know.
Well,
My Mom's in it.
Yeah,
I've seen rumor that Jimmy Schmitz reprised his role.
I think he is in it.
Yeah.
But you have this, almost like administrative part. Okay, so you have the administration side of the Rebels and the Empire, and those are second tier characters. They're not plot drivers.
Right.
Okay, they're almost there strictly for exposition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the characters that are going to be on the posters and the books and moving merchandise, they're all new.
Right.
And the reason why I think that is because it's easier to I think it's easier to create substantial new characters when it comes to Star Wars rather than connecting these dots and
because you know that Han Solo and Chewbacca had nothing to do with getting the plans. They were trying to go to Jabba,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't make sense to try and work them into this movie.
and I think there's a initiative.
Like they said, many Bothan spies died to get us these plans.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to give us the...
Was that for
Yes.
New Hope or was that in Jedi?
I'm pretty sure it's a New Hope.
I thought that was Jedi.
I thought it was New Hope. I could be
tell.
wrong.
Yeah, I can't tell. We already have 3 Star Wars movies. Well, technically, even if you consider Force Awakens, there's 4 Star Wars movies now around a Death Planet.
Yeah.
The Death Star is.
And there's one around Jabba's kid.
Yeah, there's literally
Jabba's kid.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Well, that would never be in the movies, though.
It is.
What? It's
The Clone Wars animated movie that went to theaters.
No, that's not.
That counts.
does
That
not
went
count.
to theaters. That one
It
counts.
doesn't count.
At the very least.
Look,
It's
just
canon. Is how it
garbage.
counts. I agree.
doesn't count.
I agree. Jabba never had a kid, but
No,
Hey.
he may have. He was a part of, because you saw him in
he could barely move.
Didn't you see that in episode 1
But
when they're at the
the
races? You see the male and you see Jabba and his wife.
Is that his wife though?
I thought
Because I
that
thought that
was
was
his wife.
Gardo the Hutt, his brother.
Yeah, but anyway, so you see a family of Hutts.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, but that's
Damn space
but that's the
slugs.
problem. See, this is why you create new over.
Trying
You
to
do what they
yeah.
did because Jabba the Hutt is so freaking scary, thinking that he's just the only one like that. Not understanding how he came into existence makes him so much more scary.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that there's a family of them
Mm-hmm.
just makes it sound.
Well, I mean, they've
It's-
alluded to it a million and
It's
one
like the Star
times when
Wars
they say the
Christmas
Hutts.
special. It's like the Star. Yeah, but that's fine. The Hutts could be a
Yeah, it could be like a Black Flag or
yeah,
type.
anything.
Syndicate.
It could be it could be a like a rank.
Right.
It could be anything, but that's what killed. If you watch the Star Wars Christmas special, as soon as you saw the picture when they're doing the intro of Chewbacca's family,
I bought that at Monster Mania last year.
Just the intro of that, there's no way you buy into that, no matter how good.
Well, it's Earth Day or Planet Day.
Yeah,
it's some galactic type Christmas.
But there's no way you buy a Chewbacca family.
And that's right, George Lucas. I said I own your holiday special on DVD. It will never, ever, ever go away, good sir. It
right.
exists, and you did it.
That's right where we get shut down. We're still going to do.
We're going to get a letter in the mail.
We're still going to do a drunk commentary for that.
Okay.
I think we that's on our list.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll bring the DVD.
Yeah.
It's a clean copy, too. It's clean.
Quick, we'll go through this real quick. Initial thoughts on the top 10 movies.
My initial
August
thoughts are son of a bitch.
14,
Missing Sausage Party. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go see it.
Well, do you care about that?
I actually really do. I think it's gonna be just as good as This Is the End, just with food instead of people.
Great. I think it's great that got made.
Yeah. Adult animation. There's a market for it.
And like people say, there's nothing original. There's nothing. That's, and look, we're smack between. Even though I do consider Suicide Squad original.
Yes.
Okay? But it's still smack between Suicide Squad and Pete's Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And below that is Jason Bourne.
Right.
So your top 4 movies are, and number 2 is a original crazy idea.
Right.
And I'm very excited to see that. But then we have
Bad Moms.
So
what
I guess
the
Pete's Dragon, did that bomb? What was the budget for that?
Couldn't tell you.
Estimated budget was 65.
Okay.
Domestic thus far is 21 plus foreign. We're at 26. So it has a chance. I didn't realize that was so modestly budgeted. I thought that was like a 130.
Oh, I didn't know Carl Urban was in that.
Yeah. He's and then Jason Bourne, Bad Moms, Secret Life of Pets is killing it.
I went and saw it.
335. So. And that's Universal too, so that's Universal Comcast.
Yes.
Dude, they're having a hell of a 2-year stretch now.
I think they're the new Pixar. Because I'll say DreamWorks is still right where they're at. They just pump out good content. But Pixar lately, to me, they've been slipping.
They've been slipping for a while.
Well, I'll say since before Toy Story 3. Cars, they started to lose me.
Yeah.
Like, it just became we got cars, we got planes, we got cars too. Oh, we're doing you're giving me all these sequels. Where's my Incredibles 2, Brad Bird?
I don't really care about it.
No, I want it. I still want it.
I don't care about it.
Samuel Jackson's the best in that. Where's my super suit woman?
Yeah.
I want Incredibles 2.
I think their problem is exactly what you're asking for.
I could see that.
They became a sequel house
instead of an original
eventually
house.
DreamWorks became a sequel house.
To an extent.
Blue Sky became a sequel house because here's the thing. A lot of these sequels still have, I think, original ideas.
Yeah.
And you put new people on them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to make up new stuff all the time.
Right.
With with enough appeal to break 100 million.
I can see that.
It's so.
See, but to me,
it's not easy.
To me, it would be easier to get 100 million out of something different than Shrek 5, because by Shrek 5, what the hell story are you gonna tell me now? At that point,
and I don't think how could you ever get better than Shrek 2?
Exactly.
You just. I mean, I literally think I will back this up. Shrek 2, better than anything DreamWorks. I mean, better than anything Pixar put out.
Oh yeah.
By far.
I think DreamWorks is tenfold better than Pixar.
Yeah.
And their content is more mature too.
But
like How to Train Your Dragon, the kid loses a foot.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Like the kid loses a foot.
And the thing is that if you wanted more Incredibles, dude, DreamWorks has Megamind.
Right.
Which is awesome.
I like Megamind.
Okay, but Megamind, there's enough there to do
like 12 movies
to expand on that. Okay, and to go, for lack of a better term, to go balls deep in a superhero universe where the Incredibles is at the heel end of a superhero universe because of they just copied the Watchmen and did that legislation act in that movie. Okay, so which sets up drama within Incredibles. Like there's like preset drama that's already like a plot thread.
Right.
But in Megamind, there's literally almost anything you can do with those ideas, and you had, I think, the arc of him becoming good and becoming good out of like strictly doing heroic things. Is the definition of what superheroes are all about.
Right.
Especially like a villain term. Okay. Right. And I just thought the voice acting, the characters, the design it's just awesome. In that. It just, and to me it's, I don't know, like I find it more appealing.
I can see that
than Incredibles, because Incredibles is so, I think it's superheroes that talk down a lot, like Unbreakable. Like I think it talks down to the people who like superheroes. It talks down to that core audience. I
just appreciate how that one's straightforward and like.
Yeah.
See, for me, Megamind, that's just interchangeable for me with Minions and Despicable Me. Obviously, two different studios, but like it's the same archetypal format.
Yeah. So real quick though, week 4, I'm just seeing this.
Ooh, Lights Out's number 10. Horror movies in the top 10.
Ice Age Collision Course is only at 58 million.
And it's down 53%.
So, the budget is 105. So this could be the Ice Age for Ice Age.
Probably. I mean, they did take them to space. That's where most franchises go to die. As we were talking about, to bring the conversation full circle, everyone, when a franchise goes to space, Leprechaun 4, Hellraiser 4, Jason 10,
so even
Critters 4.
So even with this, though, you have Star Trek Beyond number 7 at 140.
Right.
We can say that's disappointing. Just domestic.
Well, I heard the movie was disappointing.
No, it was. I think it was solid. Solid movie.
No.
Okay.
2. No.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 121. Budget is 144. Bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Lights Out, $4.9 million budget, and it is up to $61 million. I think we have a new franchise, folks. This is a short movie if you want to watch it. It's like it's like a 2-minute movie. I've seen it.
I think we have to try and see this.
It was playing at the drive-in with Suicide Squad. I wish you would have known.
I would like to see. Maybe we can track it down. Maybe we'll do a podcast. We'll do another Dreamwarriors just on this.
Okay. You want to check out the short?
No, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Because we're at 90 minutes.
Right on. Well, either way, check it out when we wrap it out.
We go through everything we wanted to discuss.
It's all right. We got some other points in there.
No, I think we did blah 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 blah. So I'm just going to sign off.
Sounds good. I got some laundry to do anyway.
No, it's So let us sign off, and we'll take it from there. So this is Peter.
Norm. See you guys soon.
Yeah, goodbye. Thanks for tuning in.
Amen.
Dreamwarriors. Doing it.